Hi, everybody, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 10 already of Power Networking Media's weekly feature program, Spotlight on Small Business. I'm your host, Moshe Klein. Spotlight on Small Business introduces you to successful small business owners who share content and information that you don't want to miss. Today, I'm very excited to welcome my friend and networking partner, Norm Janis from New York Life to the program. Norm, thanks for taking time out of your busy day to join us.
Moshe, good morning, and thank you for inviting me. I'm excited to be part of this.
And I'm excited to have you. I'll tell you why, Norm. New York Life, I think, has been around for about 175 years. And I think you've been with the company almost as long. And the reason I'm so excited is because you know a thing or two about insurance. And I want to pick your brain for the few minutes that we have together today. So can we jump right in, Norm?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, Norm, since most of our viewers are small business owners, I'd like to sort of narrow the discussion today about insurance, life insurance in particular, from a small business owner's perspective. Here are my thoughts, Norm. I'm going on the assumption that when you and I get in our cars and drive wherever we're going to, that the majority of the people who are on the road with us have automobile insurance. I know not all of them do, but I'm assuming the majority do. That is not the case in small business. What I see firsthand, Norm, as an accountant, is that most small business owners have no life insurance whatsoever. And if they do have some, they're woefully underinsured. So I'm going to turn the mic over to you, Norm. I'd like to hear your thoughts about that. And if you could maybe briefly touch on a couple of different ways that small business owners can use life insurance as a tool to help them manage and grow their small business successfully.
Sure. Thank you, Moshe. And you're absolutely right. A lot of small business owners either have no insurance, sadly, or they have too little, also sadly, or they have the wrong kind. So a couple things, couple ideas I like to talk to business owners about when it comes to life insurance is if you're the business owner, you are the key guy. Do you have a key man policy on yourself? So if something were to happen to you, the business will have the funds to maintain its existence. How about a key executive, a key employee, someone that contributes a great deal to your bottom line? Do you have a key man on policy on that person as well? Because if that person should sadly pass away prematurely, the business could be in jeopardy. So that those funds will provide that business to keep running to provide maybe a replacement. Another way I like to help business owners, and this is a very interesting idea, is and you see it, Moshe, when you do taxes for business owners, that when it comes down to exit the business, a lot of times the business owner will have a strategy of selling the business, and that's their exit plan. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The problem exists is what do we really know what the business is going to be worth 15, 20, 25 years down the road? Will you really be able to sell that business? Will you still be in business? And the person that buys it, are you guaranteed you're going to be paid? So what I like to work with business owners with is how we can use the business to fund your retirement in extremely tax advantaged manner. In other words, let's take the business, let's fund for your retirement, and let's take that money and pull it out. Guess what? Tax free. The concentration is always on the accumulation phase. I want to save money, invest in this, invest in that, without any thought to how that money is going to come out. The problem, Moshe, is I'm sure you see as a CPA, is that the biggest risk we have in a business expense is taxes, and they're going to go higher. So let's let the business fund something, pay taxes today at low rates, and take that money out tax free.
Norm, you are truly an expert in this area, and you've already, just in the last 2 minutes, talked about a couple of key issues that each of which are deserving of their own conversation. Unfortunately, we have only a couple of more minutes in the program, so I'd like to pull on just one thread. You talked about key man insurance, something that I'm very well familiar with. And I want to say that from my, I'm now in my 39th year in business. I've worked with just a handful of small business owners in that time. And I know that in most cases, the small business owner themselves is that key man or woman. And I think that most people invest a minimum of 60 hours of blood, sweat, and tears a week to build their small business, to grow it, and to support their families. And they think that they're going to make it through somehow to retirement and everything will be okay. Regretfully, I've seen too many times, more times than I care to imagine, that something unexpected
Mhm.
happens and that key man and the key breadwinner isn't able to operate that business and bring home the bread. Norm,
Right.
let's expand on that. Let's
Sure.
talk about why every small business owner, in particular, Norm, the ones who are the key man and the sole operators, must have a basic life plan in place. And also, as you're describing that, it's not just whole life insurance. There are other products available too. I'll turn it back over to
Sure.
you because it's such an important subject.
Absolutely. Thank you, Moshe. So the key man policy, especially for a small business owner that maybe has a handful of employees, those employees are dependent upon that business staying in business so they can do what? They can support their families. If the key man passes away, what's going to happen to those people? And in my business, you know what? Life-changing events never come with a 2-week notice. It happens. And if you're not prepared, it's too late. You know, I tell my clients that three things, most there's three things that work against you in my business. Father time, your health, and my products never go on sale. So to sit and wait for something to become cheaper because nothing's going to happen to you, it backfires. You need to have that key man, not life insurance policy, but also a key man disability policy, which is a topic for another day. You've got to have yourself protected, not just for your business, but think about your family. How is they going to live? What's their standard of living going to be like if there's no life insurance in place?
Norm, again, in the last minute, you touched on another three things, each deserving of their own discussion. But regretfully, we are almost out of time. I want to squeeze one more question in
Yes.
that you just touched on, and that's cost, money, the value of your time, the value of your business. So when I ask my clients, why is it that you don't have life insurance? And they say they can't afford it. Now, from one perspective, it's a valid concern. They're working to keep the lights on to pay the rent. Insurance is a secondary consideration. Unfortunately, Norm, tell us how it is that a small business owner really can afford life insurance and that life insurance can be phased in over time and phased back over time based upon the need.
Sure, exactly. So life insurance really isn't that expensive. There's so many different types, and the least expensive is term insurance. Term insurance, you take it out for a certain period of time, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Some policies have a convertibility feature, but if you want that protection for that what if something happens moment, then you buy some term insurance just to get that coverage in place. It's pennies on the dollar for what you can leverage.
Norm, we are out of time now. And I really have to ask you right now to commit to coming back as a returning guest, not only once, but several times, so we can continue this important discussion for the benefit of all of our small business owner viewers and, of course, our networking partners. Norm, if any of our viewers want to reach out to you directly for a free and confidential consultation about their life insurance needs, about their small business, how can they best reach you?
Sure, absolutely. And Moshe, I'd be delighted to come back as many times as you like. I can be reached one of a couple ways. My cell phone number is 847-421-0973. And my email is njanis, Janis, at ft, like Frank Tom, dot newyorklife.com.
Thank you so much, Norm. And also, if anybody wants to meet you, they can connect with you directly via Zoom every Tuesday and Thursday morning at one of our Power Networking Team Hour of Power Networking events. So, Norm, once again, thanks so much. Norm Janis from New York Life, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day. You know, if you would like to be a guest on Spotlight and have a spotlight shined on your small business, just send an email to team@powernetworkingteam.com and we'll make those arrangements right away. Be sure to tune in every week for a new episode of Spotlight on Small Business. Until next time, good luck and good networking.